of person that always jumps to negative thoughts, like catastrophizing of worst case scenario, but consciously you know, oh, it's 333 on my phone. Consciously you know that that leads to a self-fulfilling prophecy. That leads to results that we don't necessarily want because we're focusing our energy and attention on it, but we don't know how to get out of that behavioral pattern. Well, that's probably not your fault in the first place, because that is an evolutionary and biology result of our human experience, because back in the day we had to be really hyper aware of all the things that could go wrong, because that's a safety response. Like, oh, there might be a tiger around the corner, or this food might be poisonous. You had to kind of be on high alert for the negative what ifs. That's not really something that is serving us currently, and it's not something that we have evolved out of yet. When we are having this response, it really undercuts our intuition and our want to take leaps of faith on ourselves, because it undermines our trust and faith in ourselves and the universe. Because your body is equating change to something that is scary. That's why our ego likes to keep us in comfortability, because the known is better than the unknown, even if it's way better over there. If you were a really hypersensitive child because you had parents or guardians around you or teachers that you had to regulate your own moods and maybe not even process your own emotions, and you were always worried that something was going to happen, you were going to get in trouble, that is also your body, your central nervous system, holding on to PTSD and trauma and saying change is scary. We need to look for the worst case scenarios to keep us safe. You want to experience joy and bliss and happiness and fun and magic and laughter. Sometimes that is a foreign frequency to your body and to your central nervous system. It knows what feeling oppressed feels like. It knows what feeling stress or anxiety or fear feels like. It doesn't know what these elated feelings feel like. And so sometimes people are like, oh, you know, I want to feel these things and I want to experience them, but my body feels like it's not allowing that. That's why we need to do it in incremental phases to reteach and heal our central nervous system and our inner children. What I suggest doing, instead of trying to push all the negative feelings down and the negative what ifs, is because they're trying to alert you to something. They're trying to keep you safe. Okay. And whatever we resist persists. So next time you have some negative thoughts come up, the worst case scenarios, say, okay, yeah, that definitely is a possibility. And thank you for showing up and trying to keep me safe. Let's take a moment to think of the best case scenario, like the absolute perfect thing that could happen, because everything always works out for us. Okay, let's explore that a little bit and just take a second. Don't stifle your imagination, like literally the best possible thing that could happen. And your brain is going to kind of fight you on it a little bit, or your inner children, and say, this is just imagination. This is just playtime. This is just fun time. Let's just take a second. Think of that scenario and then ask yourself, how does this feel? Does this feel safe? Does this feel fun? Does this feel joyful? Okay, well, both scenarios can be true. Because if you're in this place where you're having so many negative thoughts, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to override them. That's not exactly what we're trying to do. We're just trying to get new frequencies to feel safe in our body. That nothing bad is going to happen if we feel them. No one is going to attack us, either physically or emotionally. And through repetition of you saying, okay, what's the negative what if? Okay, what is my preferred what if? Your body is going to say, you know what? These vibrations and frequencies aren't actually scary. They actually feel really good. What if I start gravitating towards those instead of the negative ones? Because the negative ones actually feel bad in my body. Even though they're the ones that I may have been comfortable with in the past, these new frequencies and these new vibrations are a little more enticing. How about we lean into those a little bit more? And anything you do over and over and over again is going to reprogram your subconscious. But even deeper than that, it is teaching your inner children within that it is okay to think of the best case scenario. And when you think about it all the time, that stuff manifests. It really resets your whole entire reality around you. But you first have to get used to the new vibrations and frequencies. Like when I first started feeling peace in my body, that actually hurt me emotionally and physically, because I'm like, no, it needs to be chaotic. I need to be anxious. I need to be, all over the place. And when I found peace, it was like, am I bored? I need to stir up drama. I need to stir up problems. Let me look for problems. And it's like, how about we just chill and enjoy being relaxed? But I had to incrementally teach my inner children that it was safe to do that, and my central nervous system, because that's not something that was available to us when we were children. And if you didn't learn those things were great and okay and safe, you're going to try and stay away from them. Again, next time these thoughts came up, validate them and say, I love you, thank you so much for trying to keep me safe. Let's just for a moment think of the best case scenario and then ask ourselves, how does that make us feel? Even if it's just for a minute or 30 seconds. 30 seconds over and over and over and over again creates forward momentum, and then all of a sudden you have space in your energy field to receive those higher emotions and vibrations. I'd love to hear in the comments if this was representative of what you're going through right now with your inner children or your central nervous system, and if you found it helpful, remember to give a follow for more spiritual ascension guidance.